Hi, my name is Den. This is an acoustic guitar tutorial for the song Always by Chris Tomlin. The song is in the key of C, 6/8 time. The tempo is 79 beats per minute. When I play this live, I will double the click in my ear to 158. Like I said, the song is in the key of C, and I have another video where I will show you how to play the song using C-shaped chords, which will sound something like this. So check out that other video if you want to learn how to play it in the key of C. I'm going to show you today how to play it using a capo and using G-shaped chords. So putting the capo on the 5th fret, if I play a G, that sounds like a C to the band or to anybody else that's playing along with me. If you want to match the recording, you would play on the 5th fret. I saw him do a live version where he did it in B, so he capoed on the 4th fret and did the song. I'm going to show you how to play the song in B flat, which will be easier on my voice. So I'll be using G-shaped chords on the 3rd fret, but you can move it around however you want. If you want to play the song in the key of A, you would capo 2. If you want to play the song in the key of G, no capo at all, etc. For the intro of the song is in 6/8. So a basic strum pattern for 6/8 that I like to use is this. It's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And so you do a heavy down strum on beats 1 and beat 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. If you're playing a G chord, it sounds like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for the intro, he does a hammer-on. He's playing a G chord, by the way, the entire time. But you do a hammer-on the 2nd fret of the A string on beat number 1. So you're hammering on, and so you could just play a G over B if you wanted. But it looks like he has a G formed, and then he just kind of hammers on beat 1. And then on beat 4, you're going to pull off from the 2nd fret to the open string, and all relative to the capo. So that's a hammer on and then a pull off. When you do your hammer on, you're going to pluck the string first and then hammer on. So you're pressing down with a lot of force with your finger. So a hammer on, you pluck the string first, then put your finger down. And then on a pull off, you do exactly the opposite. You're going to pluck the string and then pull off. And when I pull off, I will typically pull my finger down a little bit. Pulling off. So you hammer on, pull off, and then you're going to go to a G chord where you're muting the A. So it's a hammer on, pull off, and then to a G. So you got a G over B, and then you want that A note to ring out, and then the G. And I believe that that's what the recording is doing, at least the close approximation. So G over B, and pull off, and then back to a G. You could do it without doing a G chord and just do G over B. Now if you want to add a little bit of maybe more interest or variety to your strumming and picking, or if you just want to start the song a little softer, you could do kind of a hybrid pick strum on that exact same pattern. So every time you do a heavy down strum, instead of strumming the entire chord, just pluck the bass note. So it would be down on beat 1 with a heavy pluck on the bass note, and then so every time you do the big heavy down strum, you could just pluck one note. And so if you do that with the G over B sequence, it would sound like this. So you're just plucking, and then doing your strum, and then pull off, do your strum, and then pluck the bass note of the G, and do your strum. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hammer on, pull off, G. A third way to do this would be some kind of finger picking. So you could do a basic finger pick, to keep it simple. You could pluck the bass note with your pick, and then take your 2nd and 3rd fingers on the G and the B string, and just go G, B, and back to the G string. So it would be pick, pick, G, B, G. So on a G chord it would sound like this. So I'm plucking the bass note and then just playing the G string, B string, G string. And this would fit good with a lot of 6/8 type songs. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so if you do that with the intro chords on this song, it would sound like this. And then you can add extra notes after you get kind of familiar or really comfortable with that picking pattern. And if you're new to finger picking, I would just sit around the TV maybe and just kind of play that pattern over and over and over while I'm watching my favorite show. And if you've done this for several hours, it'll get a lot easier and you won't have to think about it so much. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 3 different options on that. A fourth option, or if you have a second guitar, the second guitar player could do the same kind of melody and use the G string instead. So you know we were doing a hammer-on from an A note to a B note, and then pulling off from the B to the A, and then we're playing our G note. So you could do the same thing on your G string, hammer on to a B note from an A note. So go from the 2nd to the 4th fret, and then pull off from 4th to the 2nd, and then maybe do another pull off or just play it open on the G. So it could be like this. But you can do that while you're playing a G chord. So if you're the second guitar player and one guitar player is doing this, you could do this. So while I have the G chord formed, I'm just playing some of the melody up here on the G string using my first finger and my pinky. Hammer on from the 2nd to the 4th fret. And when I'm strumming, I'm really just strumming maybe these 3 strings or just these 2 strings. So you could have one guitar player doing this, and another guitar player could be doing this. You can get a kind of a cool sound if you have 2 different guitar players. So that's several different options. I believe that's 4 different ways that you could play the intro for the song. For verse number 1, it starts out on a G chord. There's only 3 chords in verse number 1, a G, a C, and an E minor. And then you go back to your C. So it starts out on a G. I believe you gave sight to the blind. And C. I believe that the dead came to life. E minor. I believe there were wonders and signs. And then back to a C chord. And you're still the same. I believe it's a G, the word that you said. And then C. I believe there are scars in your hands. E minor. That your goodness is good without end. And then back to a C. And you'll never change. When I'm playing my G chords and my C chords, I almost always have one string muted on the G, which is the A string. So my second finger is muting the A string when it curls around. I don't know if you can see that, but when it curls around, it's actually muting the A string. And then when I play my C, the same thing happens. My second finger is now muting the D string, and my thumb is kind of over the top muting the E string. So that if I want to, I can use my index finger to play other things. So sometimes when I'm playing a G, I'll add like maybe the A note on the 2nd fret of the G string, which is technically a G2, I think. I'll add that note in there from time to time. And the same thing on the C, I like to add in that note from time to time. So here is verse number 1 with a strumming pattern of down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, believe you gave sight to the blind. I believe that the dead came to life. I believe there were wonders and signs, and you're still the same. I believe every word that you said. I believe there are scars in your hands, that your goodness is good without him. You'll never change. So I was adding a couple of those extra notes in there, but you don't have to do that. You can just play the regular chords. And so that's verse number 1. Another option, you could still do the finger picking. If you were doing the finger picking introduction to the song, which I told you was the bass note and then the G string, B string, G string. You could still do that on the verse if you wanted to. You might need to add a note or two from time to time just to make it a little more interesting. But it would be like this. I believe you gave sight to the blind. I believe that the dead came to life. I believe there were wonders and signs, and you're still the same. And so you could finger pick the verse if you wanted to, just doing that simple pattern of the bass note of whatever chord you're playing with the pick, and then playing your G string, B string, G string with your second and third fingers. For the chorus of the song, it starts out on a G chord. I will tell of your wonders, sing of your grace, E minor. The God of creation knows me by name, C chord. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always, G. Always, D. And you can play your D, which is technically I'm playing a D suspended like this, or you can play your D like this. Both of them sound really good on this song. I think he does probably the regular D suspended. And the second part of the chorus, your mercy is mighty, that's a G. Age after age, E minor, and all generations will bow down and praise, C. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always, G. Always, D. Like I say, you can play either D. You can play that D as well. I would probably use either one interchangeably. They both sound really good. So the chorus, once again, you can add in the extra notes if you want to. When you're playing a G, anytime you want to, add in that A note, and it might sound pretty good. I will tell of your wonders, sing of your grace. The God of creation knows me by name. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. Always. Your mercy is mighty, age after age, and all generations will bow down and praise. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. Always. And so that's the chorus of the song. After the chorus, you go back to verse number 2, and there's only one slight difference between verse number 1 and verse number 2. Actually, I guess there's two differences. One, the lyrics are about half as long. I think there's half as many lines. And at the end of verse number 2, you're actually going to do a D chord and then a C chord. And it's really the main difference. So here we go. I believe you come in the clouds. That's a G chord and then a C. I believe you are here even now. And then E minor. In your presence I know there is power. And then on the word power you want to go D, power, and then a C, to save. So here's verse number 2. I believe you will come in the clouds. I believe you are here even now. In your presence I know there is power. Power to save. And then you go into the chorus again. And you'll notice I added that A note. I just think it kind of sounds neat. I don't think he does it on the recording, but I do that quite a bit in my guitar playing. Since I've got that index finger free, I might as well use it. And it sounds really good when it's appropriate. After chorus number 2 of the song, you go into the bridge. And this is the main reason why I actually do the song in B flat, because the bridge is just a little bit high for me to do it consistently on Sunday mornings when I'm leading worship. And so the bridge starts out on an E minor. You were, and then D. You are, G. You always will be, and then C. God. You were, E minor. You are, and then G. You always will be, God. C. And then stay on the C. Yes, you always will be, God. So here's the bridge. You were, you are, you always will be, God. You were, you are, you always will be, God. Yes, you always will be, God. And then you go into chorus number 3. For chorus number 3 of the song, really the biggest difference, it's just like all the other choruses except the very beginning. You're just going to ring out on a G chord because you just came out of the bridge. I will tell of your wonders, sing of your grace, and then come in nice and loud on the E minor. The God of creation knows me by name, and then C. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. G. And then D, always. Once again on that D, you can play this D or this D. And then go back to a G. Your mercy is mighty, age after age. E minor. All generations will bow down and praise. C. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. G. And D. Always. So let me play through chorus number 3. And I think on the C chords, I will actually add in that A note on the 2nd fret of the G string, just because it kind of adds a little bit of flavor to the chords, especially if I'm playing this by myself. So here is chorus number 3 with the big ring out chord. I will tell of your wonders, sing of your grace. The God of creation knows me by name. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. Always. Your mercy is mighty, after age, and all generations will bow down and praise. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. Always. And then you're going to go into the bridge again really loud. So after chorus number 3, there's another bridge. E minor. You were, D. You are, G. You always will be, C. God, you were, E minor, D, you are, G, you always will be, C, and stay on the C, you always will be, God. For the outro of the song, or the end of the song, it's really just the last half chunk of a chorus, but with a little bit different ending on it. So you start out on your mercy on a G chord. Your mercy is mighty, age after age, E minor, and all generations will bow down and praise. C. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. So you want to hold off on your last chord until after you actually sing the word always, or start singing it. Always. And then play your last chord. You could do a really light strumming pattern on there, or even finger picking if you wanted. Your mercy is mighty, age after age, and all generations will bow down and praise. The Lord is faithful, yesterday, now, and always. So that's the song Always by Chris Tomlin, using G-shaped chords. I put the capo on the 3rd fret so that I could do it in B flat. If you want to do it to match the recording, once again, put your capo on the 5th fret and it'll come out in the key of C. If you want to learn how to play the song using C shapes, I have another video where you can learn how to do that, so it would sound like this. So check out my other video using C shapes if you want to learn how to play the song that way. But thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. If this is something that you liked, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. If you want to stay up to date on my channel, go ahead and subscribe, and have a great day.